Okay, so I'm going to record all this conversation in the for our lecture. Then I will share that as well. So not lecture, but learning. So from this this semester onwards, can you hear me clearly? Okay.
Yes.
So I would like to have a lot more interaction today from now onwards. Okay, for this semester especially. I'm going to only describe the important things. So did you manage to watch my video which I posted in Omeji? Who actually managed to view it? No? Nine? Okay.
I didn't watch all of it. I watched like
you watched
half of it.
Half of it, okay.
Yeah.
So it's in the Omeji, right?
Yeah, the
and the
button
YouTube
of
and the YouTube as well. Okay. So if you don't have time to watch it, please watch it after the lecture as well. Okay. So today we're supposed to discuss about human resource management, job design. Okay. So basically, what I'm going to do is let me share my slide first. My screen, share my screen, not my slide, my screen. Okay, can you see my screen here? Can you see my, yes, okay. All right. So I'm going to talk about human resources, human resource management, job design, and work measurement. Okay, work measurement. So, okay, so work measurement. So there's a lot of things that we want to achieve that I want you to actually get out of this lecture or this topic. Although maybe you have probably you have taken have you taken a subject on human resource management? Yes? No? Okay, so this is your first time on human resource. Maybe at undergraduate level, probably you have taken some human resource topic in business. Yuham?
I learned a little bit human resource when I was in university, but it like 3 years ago.
Okay, so it's like remember some, you forgot some. Okay, it's okay. So basically, what I intend to do is probably get you. If you can read further, it's okay. Can find out more. But basically, what I'm going to be able for you to acquire at the end of this what do you call 2 weeks. Okay, there's 2 weeks of human resource and job design. So you want to actually be able to think about why is it important, human resource strategy in operations management. Okay, and then determine human resource strategy constraints. Any kind of human resource strategy will have some constraints, and you will look at that. So I would advise you, I would encourage you to actually, if you can open your PowerPoint, as we go along. I mean, it's very important so that when I ask you, for example, question, what's constraints, you can just open up the PowerPoints and see, okay, what are the constraints, for example, okay? And we look at the 3 areas, 3 decision areas: labor planning, job design, and labor standards. Okay, so with that thing, we're going to describe labor planning policies and identify major issues in job design, because jobs must be designed. Basically, all jobs must be designed. So you can create a good job or a bad job. Okay. And one aspect which is important is ergonomics. Okay, so we are going to look at ergonomics. Maybe you have not heard of ergonomics before. Okay, ergonomics, this word, ergonomic. So you have an idea, hopefully you get an idea of what ergonomics is all about, okay? Can you think about this? Can you give me, how do you define a good job? how do you actually say that is actually a good job? How can you say this is actually a good job? Anyone? I just want to, before you go, okay, this one. How do you define a good job? Any idea? I'll just type it here. Okay.
Good salary,
Good salary. Okay, good salary.
high motivation.
High motivation. What do you mean by high motivation?
Means I like do the job.
Okay. When you say okay, what do you mean you like the job? What kind of characteristics that the job is, you like the job?
For example, it's safe and I have good relationship with my dolio, with my partners.
Okay. Let someone else gives their opinion. Yu Hong, I want to hold you for a while. Okay, Yuki. Anyone? Oh. But when you enjoy a work, okay, because this is HR, human resource management is about having, a good, yes,
good job environment.
Good working environment.
Yeah.
Good working environment. Can you actually try to give more detail a little bit about good, when you say good work environment, or anyone else want to help Yuki, what do you mean by good working environment?
I think we should know the step, every step of the work clearly, like a
clear job instructions.
yes.
Okay, clear job instructions. So the job must be, have, you understand, clear job instructions, meaning the job is very, systematic.
Yes.
Okay, so that's very, what about other things?
Maybe like self-achievement.
Okay, so you want a job which is actually it is self-achievement and performance, high performance, which is actually related to how you're going to be rewarded at the end of the day. That means you get good salary, Yu Hong. You cannot get good salary if you don't perform. Correct. So it is very interrelated. So do you want to work in a company which, have, like low salary? Of course, you say a good salary. What else? Okay, I don't want to. Anyone else want to give an idea? So you have all this. You have all this. You can think of many others. That describe, a good job. Okay, we'll look at some of them, some of the characteristics later on. Okay, then we move on to, what about a bad job? Of course, it is the other way around. Okay, can you give me one example of, a bad job, bad company, or bad, human resource? Yule, okay, I ask Yule. Yule, you have not give idea yet.
My thoughts.
Yeah, Yuki.
I think squeezed by the company boss.
Again?
Squeezed by the boss.
Trees.
Squeezed.
How do you spell that?
Squeeze.
Okay, squeeze. Squeeze by the ball, meaning the word is squeeze, okay. You're being trying to get too much work from you, okay. Squeezed by the boss. What other bad, kind of, you don't like to work in that kind of environment?
You don't have a clear goal to what to do in the company, or just you can't learn anything from your job.
Okay, career path, basically. Have you heard of career path? Career pathway of, that means there is no clear career path. Career path means the opportunity for you to be promoted to a higher position, or for you to learn new things. Okay, so no clear career path. Other than that, anything else? Bad job. So
Yes,
who create? Yes, who?
I think it's the accountability system is unclear,
Okay.
and we don't know who to take the responsibility.
Okay, so unclear accountability and responsibility. Accountability and responsibility. Okay, so do not know your roles. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, unclear accountability and responsibility. What else? And many more. Okay, I think you can think of, you can list up this and think about, okay, this is a good job, this is a bad job. Okay, so can we design a good job? Can we create a good job? Can we? Surely you can, right? Surely all of us, can try to. That means as managers, we have to always think about how to make the job enjoyable, how to make the job fulfilling. Okay. So what are the constraints to here? Okay, let me just go to the slides and just use this. Okay, can you see the slides? I'm not going to explain everything. You can read in the book. Okay, I'm not going to do like last semester where I talk too much on the slides. Okay, it gives a very good example of actually. These are the objectives which I already mentioned just now. It gives a good example of NASCAR racing. NASCAR racing, high performance pit crew, the crew. Have you seen Formula One, Formula racing, and how they stop at the pit stop? So this is, the pit crew members can earn 100,000 per year. Yeah, you're right, Yu Hong, high salary. High salary for changing tires, 100,000 per year, very high. Okay, and each position has very specific labor standards. Exactly, every work must have clear, not only the sequence but also the time that you can do the report. For example, if a manager squeeze squeeze you, ask you to make a report in 1 hour, 2 hours, which you actually doing something else. So that is not, a good environment in which we work. Okay, I know a lot of Japanese companies are like that. Japanese companies are very, they push you to the limit. Right. But you need to be highly organized. Pit crews are highly organized, okay, highly organized, and go through rigorous physical training. So in order for us to be excellent, we need to go for training. And you see that pit stop are videotaped to look for improvements. So this is the sequence of, you can understand this, right? So this is the, what each one will play a role. What is their role? For example, the jackman just do one thing. 3.1 seconds, this will think. 8.9. So this is being trained and being improved, and everyone knows their exact job to do. Okay, gasman fill up the gas only. The tire changer just change the tire. So imagine if the company has a very organized way of doing things, you will achieve your goal. The goal is, in this case, is to win the race. Same in company. The goal is, when you make products, what's your goal? What do you, why do you, have products being produced? Yu Hong, why you have product, and then why you have that product?
Because we need to sell it and make the profit.
Exactly. So we need to make profit, then only we can pay salary and we can survive and become, a world class, become a global company. Anyway, so this is it. This is the definition of the strategy in operations management. Okay. So can you read that, Yuki? Can you read that? I'm calling Yuki only because I see only her face. Okay. Can you read that? It's on my screen. It's okay. The objective.
The object of a human resource strategy is to manage
manage
the labor and design jobs so people are effectively and efficiently utilized.
Yes. Okay. So anyone can answer this. When we say effectively and efficiently utilize, what does it mean? Yule, what does it mean when we say, effectively and efficiently utilize?
Well, means make your job worth.
Make the job worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give one probably one example of what do you mean by the job being worth?
Well, like the example that showed just now, change the tire. If the speed is as fast as they can, they will win this contest. If win this contest, the brand and the company will get what they want. I mean, the money, got high economy on this contest.
So we can actually fit a time. Okay, so that's another part of human resource strategy. It is actually under labor standards. Okay, so that we know how much time to do a job, which is not being analyzed properly by companies. Many companies do not analyze their labor standards. Labor standard, the time taken. So it says to manage labor and design jobs. Design jobs. So we can design jobs. We can design, we can create a very challenging job if we follow the principles. Okay. Now let me see. Okay, I've already explained this. Okay, another thing. If you read the second one, second point, ensure that people, what do you mean by reasonable quality of work life? What do you mean by reasonable quality of work life? The second point here. I give you an example today. Today now, all of us are working under COVID conditions.
Yes.
Some of your friends are working from home. online.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do you think that it is affecting their work life? How is it affecting the quality of their work life? Meaning, are they stressed? Are they, having difficulties? Do they have mental issues?
Yes.
Okay. So what does that mean reasonable? What does it mean reasonable?
The uh, the best they can do in this situation.
The best that they can do in this situation. So
And
any kind of strategy must always consider the reasonableness of
yes.
work conditions, okay, or the atmosphere of mutual commitment and trust between management and workers. Okay, that brings me to the because this is related to the concept of what we call as constraints. Okay, constraints. Oh, sorry. Let me just sorry. Can you not see the slide anymore? You don't see the slide anymore, right?
Yes. Yes.
Let me just okay. Now, okay, that brings me to this question. Okay, if you notice, there is what we call as the constraints to human resource strategy. Okay, the constraint to human resource strategy. So what are the constraints on human resource strategy? You can read the book, you can see from the book, okay, what are the constraints on human resource strategy that the books gives? And we can relate to current condition, to COVID, or to any other situation, or companies that produce very difficult products. Because every work condition, every work environment, there will always be constraints. Okay. What are the constraints that is being given as some examples of constraints on human resource strategy? Anyone? From the text. What are the constraints to human resource management? What are the constraints? Do you think the time of the year provide different kinds of constraints to people working? For example, cold weather. Working in Malaysia is very hot country. So if you work outside, it's very hot. Versus working in a cold climate. Weather is it can be a kind of constraints. That means the human must withstand the climate. Okay. People who work in oil and gas companies, they go to oil platform. Where are all the oil platforms? The drill oil, right? Okay. So what's the working condition there? Oil platform. So it's in the middle of the sea. So you have to take a helicopter and go there, okay, and stay there 2 months, 1 month. So do you want to work in that condition? Do you want to work? But
I'm not sure.
You're
I'm
not sure
about this.
But
yeah.
for your information, there are people who work in that, in that environment. So these are constraints that not all company cannot have places in which everything is the same. These are constraints actually. That's constraint, and you actually have to. You have to actually. Let me just. Okay. Probably I'll just use this slide lah, easier for me. Okay. So this is the thing that I talk about, constraints to human resource. Can you see?
Yes.
So
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay. Okay. What is this? Can you explain? I'll just take one here, which is individual differences. Who? Okay. Anyone can elaborate on this? We are constrained by individual differences. Is everyone having the same level of intellectual brains? Yu Hong? Individual differences. Can you see here who is actually individual differences?
Employees.
Employees that the management select to work have different level of performance. Not everybody can work as fast as you. Not everybody can think as fast as you. So there are individual differences in terms of information processing. So when we design a job, we must make sure that we need this kind of knowledge, capability for the job. So we cannot, that's why we say we design, and also it's constrained by that. You understand? Companies, for example, have high technology process strategy, which is something will force you to have employees who have to work with big machines. You cannot have people who very no strength, no strength. So it goes together. Strength of the person to handle heavy machineries. You understand? So this is the kind of constraints that actually will exist in any organization. Schedule, time of the year, location, product strategy. Okay, so that's the thing that I just want you to understand. Any questions? We are subjected to constraints. You understand constraints? We are subjected to constraints. Okay. Right. Any questions? Any question on this? Constraints on. Okay. Then I want to move on to the concept of labor planning. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I'm supposed to just let me just switch back. I hope you're following me. If you have issues, please stop me. If you have questions, please stop me. So what is labor planning? So one of the most important thing that companies try to do is to have labor planning or human workers planning. For example, your company just set up and you are producing computers or even microchips. So you need to, to have people who are able to design that product, able to produce that. Okay, and also you must look at your demand, for example. Okay, so basically staffing policies. So labor planning is actually to determine staffing policies. Okay, let me see. Can I? Okay. Employment stability. That means you have policies that will ensure you have a continuous supply of employees. And then your work schedules. For example, today in COVID, what kind of work schedules do you think is happening in the world? Yu Hong, what is happening to COVID? Because of COVID, what is the work schedules?
You mean the time?
Time, yeah. One of them is the time, and also, yeah, and days, time.
I know in Japan, some company, they let their employees to work from like 10 to 4.
10 to 4, eh? Okay.
Yes.
Any
To
other?
avoid the yes.
But 10 to 4 is, but have you heard of companies that actually want their employee to be online,
Yes.
having Zoom meeting at night? Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Yeah, this is happening. What if, you know, you are working in a company that, you know, doesn't have this, you know, clear work schedules? Before COVID, we're very, very clear, you know, 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. You come and do at 8, physical, because physical, go to the office and go back at 5 or 6. But because of this virtual world, I can switch on my Zoom and call a meeting, and so that is, you know, how you feel, Yuki, if you work with me, my company now, my company is flexi hours. Flexi hours. Do you want to work with me flexi hours?
No,
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 not many people want to, but it is happening today. It is happening. In Malaysia, there are many companies who are experiencing this, you know. So there is no clear policies currently because of COVID. And if you read the internet, then you can see mental issues, you know, stress issues that is happening. Eh? Okay. Right. And also another thing is job classification and work rules. Okay. How do you actually design that? So this is basically what labor planning is. I think you can, you know, for more clarification, probably you want to read, you know, the textbook and the, you know, the slides. Okay. I'm not going to go to the slides. Now, the next thing is, what is job design? What is job design? Anyone? What is job design? You can read from the book, if no problem. You know, the book is in front of you. Ho, you can read the book and tell me the answer. What is job design?
It's specifying the tasks that constitute a job for an individual or group.
It's written there already. Okay, it's already there. So it's written here. So what is job design? Okay, it's specified tasks that constitute a job for an individual, okay, and group. And there are certain principles that we can, these are very basic principles, okay, these are very components of job design. So how can we make a job which is interesting, okay, in the long run, you know, initially when you start the work, and then, you know, as you move on. So you want to actually make the job interesting, you want to make the job challenging, okay. So how do you do that? How do you do that? Let's look at this. I need to go to these 5 areas actually, okay. The 5 components that is important to design a job. So when you design a job, you have to think of this. First is job specialization. So that if you look at the racing example just now, that's very clear. You know, there is a job specialization that's you know, for everyone to excel. And then the other one is job expansion, which includes job enlargement and enhancement. I'm going to go and discuss more on psychological components in job. Okay, psychological components, which is one of the most important aspect when you design a job. And then self-directed teams. And finally, the motivation incentive scheme in job. When you think of the job, it must relate to the salary and the incentive, and how you motivate job. Okay. Okay, I'm going to just switch for a while. Let me just go back to this slide. I'm not going to talk about labor planning. You can read that by yourself. Okay. So this is the 5 things that you need to think about. Okay. One is job specialization. When we say specialization, I think you've seen the example just now, specialization. Can you think of other, for example, if you are working with Huawei, okay, you're working with Huawei, and you are working in the I don't know, marketing and sales department, because I'm not familiar with that. Okay, can you tell me one kind of job specialization that is required in Huawei sales and marketing department?
Like search for the client.
Okay, so what are you going to call the person job?
Have to think about it.
Okay, let's think about it. Okay, Yuki, let's think about it. You are in the marketing, because all of you are MBA students. Okay, so give me one job in the sales and marketing department of Huawei, or for that matter, any smartphones, or even this hardware company. Anyone can. Any job specialization, specialize in marketing manager, marketing director, promotion. Okay, I open up to other departments, not only not only marketing. Probably you'll start with the. What about in engineering? Anyone knows? I can give you a lot of job specialization in engineering. For example, automotive company. What kind of specialization do you think is required in in automotive company? What about designer? What about mechanical engineer? What about electrical engineer? Okay. What about software engineer? So those are actually jobs specialized in doing one particular area. Okay. What about quality assurance or inspector, quality assurance manager, engineer? So those are job specialization. What do you want to when you graduate? What job you want to apply for? Okay, I ask each and every one of you, what kind of position or job that you probably intend to specialize in? Yule, business development? Huh?
You mean the position?
Yeah, position and job.
Wow.
Job specialized.
Manager, designer, or consultant?
Which particular department? Which particular,
Well, marketing department.
Okay, so you want marketing. You are in marketing. You will start with some positions in marketing.
Yes.
Yuki, okay. What specific specialization job that you want to become?
I think save directed teams.
Sales.
Safe. Safety created.
Safety. How do you spell that?
If I in this group, I can
type in the chat box. Okay, there is a chat box. You can okay. So maybe because I'm also following here, right? Okay, you can type if you know. What about you, Hong? Or every one of you type in the chat box what you want to become so that I can read.
I want to be a HR.
Ah, okay. You're in HR. Okay. So you should know all this HR very fluently. Okay. Oh,
Maybe something about a quality manager.
Quality manager. Okay. Fang Yi, Wang.
Maybe marketing or strategy.
Strategic management. Okay. So that's specialization because there's a broad area of, jobs that's available. That also, so job specialization. So what is job specialization? If we go to the description of job specification. So it was actually, now I'm not going to detail this, okay, but it is actually invented by Adam Smith. Okay, you are going to divide labor into tasks. So basically it's improve the productivity when you have specialization, especially in manufacturing, workers. And you can develop specialized tools, and the wages will exactly fit the required skill. So basically why they divide it, because they want to have fitting their wages. They will make sure that the fair wage is given to the required skill. Okay, the next thing is expansion. Okay, expansion. Why do we need to expand? Okay, that's okay. It's okay. Okay, why do you think? Why do we add variety to jobs? Why do we want to make the job? Variety means you have a different kind of skills required. You add more variety to jobs. It's like this. Okay, let me just show this first. Maybe. So you want to, if the job currently, this is the present job. You see this diagram here? This is the present job, which is actually doing this manual insertion and, this job, A, only A. If you want to make the job more interesting, you add variety. Variety means you have other new skills that you need to do. So when you enlarge means you horizontal. Okay, enlarge job means horizontal expansion. Give the person a new set of skills. Okay, for example, they only know job A. Okay, job A. Now I want the worker to know lock printed circuit board, job B, or task B, task C. So this is task. What happened is, initially, I only know one skill, but I will be able to know 2 skills, 3 skills. Okay. Another concept is enrich. When you say enrich, you are going to involve in vertical. Okay, this is vertical. Planning, controlling. This is just doing, but you are going to be enriched by new responsibilities. Okay, new responsibilities. Okay, so that is the concept of job enlargement. Can you give me one example of job enlargement in terms of, for example, when you start your career as a marketing officer? Okay, if you think there's two of you, having an idea of doing marketing, can you give me an example of how do you enlarge the job? Initially, you were only involved in, for example, your company produces one kind of cups. Okay, cups. You have a not cups. Let's say producing. Anyone, you can give your own idea. You can give me your own idea of how do you expand marketing? Okay, who wanted to become marketing just now? You understand the question? The question is, how do you expand? You imagine you started working in the first year as a marketing officer. Okay, and how, if you're a manager and I want you to acquire new skills and knowledge, how do I actually enlarge your responsibility as well as your skills? Anyone? Idea. Any ideas? Okay, let's okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, now give me example of job enlargement for your selected job. Okay, give me one job. Fang Wei.
Marketing.
Okay. So marketing. You start off, you are a marketing officer. Okay, remember, officer or executive. It is a very low level. It's not manager yet. It's a low level marketing. And the executive is, the job now is promoting one product. Okay, let's call it product A. If I want to enlarge the job, meaning I want to increase the horizontal skills. Okay. So now promotion, because marketing there is promotion 4P. Promote, price, place, Nanda. Marketing. So now only promote. Promote means I go out and do the sales, promoting product A. So how can I, you are my officer. I want you to be more, enlarged with new skills. Fang Yi.
How about like learn other skills from the experienced employees,
Such as
learn.
Okay, learn what?
How they deal with the customers, how they plan for the new business.
Okay, so imagine marketing, there are new products. You come in, only you learn one product, but there is new products. So I am going to put you into the new product team. learn how to do market survey for new product. Now I give you that responsibility. So you have to for new product. Okay. What else? What else can you think? So I'm the manager. I'm thinking for you so that you expand your knowledge and skills. Okay. So I want you to. So I'm going to give you for new project. What else? Can I ask you to learn how to do product? Now you do not know how to do product pricing. Is that a new knowledge? New skill? New pricing, for example. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it is new. So anything that actually will get you venture into new things, you know, it will enlarge your understanding of your role. Okay. Then only you become manager. You cannot become manager. Day one, you cannot become manager. What else? So that is the meaning of it. Then you give, for example, that is planning. Then I'm going to give you targets for new product launching. No, I'm going to hit you new product launching date by deadline. Okay, so you are now this product, you are the leader. Before you are not the leader, now I lead. I ask you to lead. Understand, the job becomes much more challenging, and you want to know more knowledge, more skills. Okay. Any questions? Any opinions? Any opinions? Do you think it's going to be easy? And any questions? Oh, any questions?
I actually want to ask about I forgot how to say it in English. We
What
know
fluent?
we know the Japanese company have some how do we say it?
Advertisement.
What?
Advertisement.
No. It's about the job enlargement. How do we say it?
In Japanese, what is it? You can ask Yu Hong. You can ask her in Chinese also, never mind. Okay, I'm going to allow people to stop talk Chinese in my class. I've changed. So you can talk Chinese and tell us Yu Hong. Nandare. Nihongo wa nan desu ka?
Okay. Can I say Chinese? Can I speak Chinese?
Yeah, Chinese, and someone can translate. Yule, maybe she knows the English word.
Yeah. 他不是日本不是有个那个培训吗？那个什么 to 什么的那个。
什么处什么？
What was that？就是那个工作就是那个培训新人的那个叫什么来着？
Just in time 吗？
不是。
还是什么？是 OJT 吗？
对，
OJT
好像是。
What's that?
是。
OJT on job time.
On job training.
现在
On
我
job
查。
training, is it? OJT? OJT.
Hold on.
On job training.
Yes.
Surwa Japanese, yes. Betul, you're
Yeah.
right. Because in Japan, you do a lot of OJT.
Is that a kind of?
It's a kind of trying to, when you want to expand, yes, that is how you actually want to let people learn the new skills on job training. Okay, you rotate the job. So that's part of it also. Job rotation. Job rotation, for example, you know, in automotive company, I used to work for production department. After 2 years, they rotate me and change me to quality control department so that I have understanding of not only production but also quality. Yeah,
Yes.
very well practiced. Very well practiced in Japan. Yes, OJT.
Is
So
this
you-
a kind of job enhancement?
It is not exactly job enlargement, but you need OJT to enlarge the job.
Oh, okay.
If you don't, this part of the process of making sure that you will be able to acquire the new skills and knowledge. Okay, so you get an idea, right, about job enlargement and job, what do you call? Okay, so that's basically job design. Not this one of the most important thing when you talk about job design. You have to think about how to make the employee acquire new skills before you become manager. Okay, before you become manager. That's why the manager job is to make sure that the young executive will have a career path. If you do not understand the whole job requirement, how are you going to design the career path? For example, engineer, start with a junior engineer, then become a senior engineer, grade 1, grade 2, then become, technical manager. So that is the spectrum of knowledge which is required. Not only for engineers or executive, but also for workers. Workers must learn one skill, then another skill. Okay. Right. So that's job enlargement. Okay, maybe I'll just show. Okay. Another important aspect is the psychological. Okay, this I will show this. This I will explain to you. Okay, because it probably will take more time. So there are things that you need to consider psychological components of the job. Okay, psychological, that means psychologically is the job going to be interesting. So this was based on Houghton studies. Okay, Yuhong, you must know this. If you want to go into HR, you must read more on Houghton studies about organizational behavior. The basis for organizational behavior is coming from Houghton studies. Houghton. They studied the light level, but productivity independent was independent from lighting levels. You think about it. Independent. That means lighting level does not affect whether productivity change between different groups. Whether it is, the light levels is reduced, still productivity increase. So it's a group behavior actually, group behavior. So there is a social system in workplace. The workplace social system. Everybody will work hard in a hardworking company. If the company is slow, then everybody will work slow. That is social system. Okay. And there are individuals, distinct roles played by individuals may be more important than physical factors surrounding the environment. But anyway, so from there it derived these five job characteristics. So when you think a job, if you want to find a challenging, a good job, number one, is look for the skill variety. I explained just now already, right? Skill variety means if I just know how to do it, just know how to promote only. But when asked to do planning, you do not know. So you must give that skill. strategies. For example, Fangi, you want to become strategist. Strategist. Before you become strategist, you must, read a lot of books on strategies, on how war is being won, or how they go for battles, so you must know logistic skills. You must know action plan. Okay, you must know which are more important. So skills, this is required. A manager who doesn't know financial skills, do you think he will be able to become a general manager? If you want to become a general manager, which is higher than a manager, do you need financial skills? Obviously, right? Obviously, must. Okay. So that's the first thing. Skill variety, job identity, job significance, autonomy, and feedback. Okay, what is job identity? Anyone? Can anyone tell me what job identity means? You can flip the charts, the slides. The answer is at the coming slides. The next 2 slides, probably. Okay, Yule, what is job identity? What means by identity?
Well, receive the job, receive the whole of the job.
Receive?
Perceive
the
job.
Okay. How do you, when you say perceive, what do you mean by perceive? Perceive means how do you look at it, right? How you look at the job. Identity means what? What means identity? How you do identify to the job? Okay. Do you, when you look at this product, for example, I identify with all of you because I teach you. So all of you are my students, and I identify teaching, all are my graduates. So that is how I connect. You make a car, okay, or that tire, I install that tire. So you identify. I make this cake. This is, so you can identify, you can, job. The clearer the identity, the more proud you are. The clearer the identity. This is my hands, my work. Understand? So that's job identity. What about job significance? What's the meaning of significance? Fangi, what's the meaning of significance?
Significance.
It's also related to identity also, a little bit significant. Significant means, if you Google the internet, the meaning of significance. Significant means something which is very
easy to identify.
Okay, very easy to identify, very, very important, very critical. Okay, so it's also related to identity. Significant. The job is significant. For example, that survey, marketing survey, I'm the head. Okay, I can signify, it is a significant project that I've achieved throughout my career. Okay, so job significant is you can identify to the work, you can actually be proud of it. Okay, what about autonomy? What do you mean by autonomy?
Given freedom, independence.
So you are given freedom. What do you mean by freedom?
You can decide what kind of things you want to do. Or
yeah, okay. For example, I'm the manager. Okay, Yule, you're going to do the marketing survey. How you're going to do it is up to you. Okay, I'm not a manager. Where's your survey? Check. No, this is wrong. Come again. So I breathe on your neck. breathe on the neck. No. So autonomy, freedom for you. Do you know why I love to teach? Why I love to teach? Because the autonomy of teaching. I can design my own curriculum. I can decide what is important. Of course, now I've learned new ways of trying to teach, even though I'm old. Okay, so because I went for a course actually during this term break with the University of California, Irvine. So they taught me how to, incorporate student-centered teaching. I was before like, it's one way, okay? So from now onwards, I'm not going to be single way, it's going to be double way, okay? So you have to learn, relearn, unlearn as you go along. But anyway, freedom, independent. The book says discretion. The book says discretion. Discretion means it's a very powerful English word. Anyone knows what discretion means? You can Google, you can check. Discretion. Discretion, yeah, Yule. You hong. Google and see. Yuki. It is an English word. It means your own kind of your own decision, discretion. If I think it is not proper, then I don't do it. It is proper, I'll do it. So discretion. I have, the person is given, manager give you discretion. Manager say, okay, up to you. That is discretion. Because why they give you to you? Because I trust you. Do you want to work with a manager who trusts you or manager who don't trust you? Which one is much more, satisfying? Trust.
Yeah. Of course, someone who trusts you.
Trust, for example, I know you will do a good job. I know you won't cheat. I know you will, because at the end of the day, that is a good job. Okay, we discussed early when we started just now. Good job. Good job is when manager respect the employee and give autonomy. And finally, number 5 is feedback. Feedback means what's feedback? What's feedback?
Feedback is feedback.
Prepare feedback? No, that's feedback in working. When you work, okay? Because I've been working for 30 years, okay? 30 years. At the certain time, you need to have periodic assessment and also evaluation. So a supervisor must tell you that you are doing a good job. You are not doing not so good here. You need to improve on this. You need knowledge on this. I will send you for training. Feedback means continuous what do you call, information about your performance. Okay, so feedback is providing clear, timely information about performance. Clear, timely. Not only what you need to improve, but at the right time. Okay. Right. Any questions about this? The rest you can read about it. It's I can of course you can talk for this for. You want to take a 5-minute break or you don't want to take a break? It's already 11. You want to take a 5-minute coffee?
Yes.
Okay. So 5-minute coffee for you. I learned from Chris. Okay, Chris is my lecturer. Okay, so he says, okay, 5 minutes. This is my set your timer. This is 5 minutes. Time starts now, 5 minutes. Okay, take coffee. Okay. Actually, I've got two more things to talk about, which is number one is the motivation and incentive scheme. It's related to job design as well. So the motivation and incentive scheme. What can you think are the examples of motivation and incentive scheme? What kind of incentives that companies give? Huh?
Bonus.
Bonus, exactly, bonus. What else? Bonus. Does company give what do you call share schemes? Shares. Some big companies, they give employee shares. Have you heard of that? Shares. Stocks. Share or stock bonds. Okay, stocks. What else? Promotion probably is also an incentive to keep employees, promotions to higher positions. Okay, so companies must think about how to retain. So in HR, it's not just attracting the best people, but how to retain them, how to keep these best brains from running away. Okay. That is why they okay. That's one of the reasons why they are important. Other things, why are they important? Why is it important to have a good motivation and incentive scheme? But there's only money. There is also non-monetary schemes. Non-monetary. So why is it important? Other than, you know, what else? What other things that probably you want to keep people retain, okay, retain them. Other than that, company has objectives, produce products, sell. So employees must achieve a certain level of performance targets, right? So you need incentive to achieve that and also to maintain that performance. Okay, so that's why not you do you know, you find out why are they important. Just write up a small, you know, why are they important, and you know, think about it. Why? I think you know why they're important. You know. Other than that, any other things? Why they are important? Why it like you know, initially you want high salary, yeah, but not all jobs can give you high salary, okay, and cannot continue high salary. COVID now. COVID. Do you think companies can give you high salary in COVID? Yule, company will give high salary because of COVID. You know, now we have coronavirus, pandemic, you know, a lot of financial problems, economy. You think companies willing to give high salaries for new people?
Well, it's really hard.
Very hard. Yeah, it's very hard because a lot of companies, you know, there are example, you know, cases of companies being closed down and reducing, resizing. So those are the challenges. Okay, so that's something that you need to read about. Okay, what do you call motivation and incentive schemes. Another aspect of job design is called, this is not exactly, no, it influence, it will affect jobs. Okay, so it is called ergonomics. So what is ergonomics? The pronunciation is ergonomics. Anyone?
It's the study of the interface between man and machine.
Okay, can you elaborate on that? Can you expand on that, or someone else can expand on that? That it is actually, you're right, it's actually the human interface, man and machine. Okay, so now I am man and this is my machine, this computer. This computer is actually raised. I have these books to raise it up. Okay, I have this is a workstation. Okay, when you say interface between man and machine, can give me another example of, I've given you, this is one. Any other examples of man machine interaction or interface? Can you think of another example?
Well, like the beginning of the PowerPoint, the staff changed the tire. So the staff have cooperate with the kind of machine to hold the
Correct.
car
You're
up,
right.
then they could change the tire.
The changing of the tire is so the job must be ergonomically designed. Okay.
Yes.
Easy to work. There is clear signals. Other than that, have you ever taken a flight from? You must have taken flight going to Japan. Okay, who drive the aircraft? What's the name of the job?
Captain.
It's a pilot, aircraft pilot. Have you ever seen a cockpit? Cockpit. The cockpit, which is a place in which the pilot, controls all the equipment. It is man machine.
Yes.
So all the signals must be designed so that it will not result into errors. Okay, and also easy to fly. So that is ergonomic design, ergonomically designed workstations. So you go, in factories and so on. Okay, so this is all these are actually it must be designed according to the requirements of a human being. Okay, so I want to just probably just show you, this is also ergonomically designed, and we study this angle. Okay, so and the chair, this is a ergonomically designed chair. Can you see a chair here? This is ergonomically designed chair, because if you sit a long time, you will get back pain. All of you will get back pain after 5 years if you sit like this. Okay, because you don't have back support. Okay, and also of course the posture, and it's not good. So all these are actually related to the ergonomic workstation, and not only ergonomic workstation, but there are other aspects of work which is actually let me see, given in the text. Okay, this is actually what we call as ergonomics. It is a study of work and interface. It's often called human factors. So he's carrying the box, but assisted by this carrier, because carrying itself is going to be very heavy. Imagine he has to carry a very long time. So operator input to machines. A lot of safety factors, a lot of accidents are result from poor design work interaction. Okay, because the for example, the valve, the controls are not being colored properly. So there are principles. There's a lot of principles involved in designing products which are actually ergonomically designed. So work, it will give feedback to operators like the pilot. Pilot will get information from all the signals. So he make decision. If the signal is giving wrong information, then he will make a mistake, error. Making a mistake is disaster in aeroplane. Okay, so that's why all the instrumentation must be giving correct feedback, okay, feedback to operators. And the work environment, there is things which are also considered as ergonomics. Illumination level, okay, the amount of lighting in different kind of work. Very minute detail, you need higher light. Like in my workstation, is very, very bright because I need to, see a lot of things. That's illumination. There is, they call it candle lights, if I'm not mistaken, or lumens. Okay, the measurement of light is lumens. Okay, for sewing, 100 lumens. Reading, 20 to 50. So these are standards that is established for a good working environment, for illumination, for sound, for noise. That's why you have to wear protective devices, earplugs, and earmuffs. Why? Because you cannot be exposed for 8 hours or more. Okay, he says here 8 hours or more without ear protection. Safety. This is sound level. Okay, now that's and many other things. Okay, many other things that is actually temperature, humidity, and so on. Okay, let me just because we have 5 minutes time. You can Google this, Dresden Volkswagen what do you call factory? It's a Volkswagen factory. Okay. Just to show you one, if I can find it, ergonomically designed. This is the ergonomically designed. Where is it? This now. This. Okay. Can you see the car tilted? The car is actually slanted. In normal other factories, where is it? That's the factory. You can Google this. You can Google and see the this one. Okay. Why? Can you tell me why is this position? Why do you need that kind of position for this picture number 15 here? What's happening? What's happening now? Can you look at the worker? What is he doing?
He's checking the
Bottom of the car.
Yeah, the bottom of the car. Yeah.
It's a Volkswagen. So this is actually the. Can you see this handle? This is the carrier. Okay, this carrier can be. Can be tilted. Okay, it is actually tilted, and the worker do not have to. Normally, if you go to Toyota, they have to actually do like this. The car, they have to work under the car, which is actually ergonomically unhealthy, ergonomically not good for the employees. Okay, after a few years, he will get back pain. That's why it is slanted, and you can Google and find out more about ergonomically designed workstations, products, and as well as what do you call this illumination, noise level, and so on. Okay. Right. Any questions? Any questions? We have 5 minutes before we end this. So probably I will, if you are interested to know more ergonomics, okay, you can just Google and type ergonomics, and you can find ergonomics in oil and gas, ergonomics in, during COVID, we suffer a lot of this stress. How many hours are you on the computer? How many hours per day do you have to sit in front of the computer? All of you are wearing glasses.
Yes, yes.
Okay. How many hours are you sitting in front of the computer?
Like this week, maybe over
10 hours. Today is only
over 10 hours.
Today is already 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Yes.
Why don't you do a study and you lock every time you actually on the computer, you note down and you total minutes. For next week, you tell me how many minutes you are actually on Zoom, and that doesn't include this, okay? There's Zoom classes, and you tell me what is the effect of your brain in the long run. This is an ergonomic, this is serious, you may be smiling, I know, but there are researchers, I'm a trained industrial engineer. Okay, so we do a lot of finding out how effect of occupational hazard, we call it occupational hazard, because the occupation result into this effect on long-term health of human beings. So next week, every one of you tell me how many hours you actually log in on Zoom. Okay, and we'll have a small discussion on how to improve your sitting position. You're not sitting properly, you home. Okay, you're not sitting properly because okay. Imagine your back pain will come when you are 40 years old. when you're 40 years old, then you say, why my back is pain? Okay, why my shoulder, shoulder is pain? Why my neck is painful? My head. So you start getting the effects in the long run. Not today, not 1 year, not 2 years. It's a long-term effect. Okay. Right. Any questions? Any questions? So I would like you, if you have, if you can read the methods analysis and the rest of the chapter, because next week I'm going to talk about method analysis and also the calculation on the labor standards, calculating the time, standard time. Okay. Right. So I'll see you next week. So take care. In the meantime, please read the book. Read and any question you can bring it to the next class. Okay. Okay. So take care. Mata Raishu.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. I